There's a major problem with YouTube reviews and I want to resolve it, at least on my channel. And I've done a poor job of what I like to call subjective objectivity. And I want to explain exactly what that is. So what is the problem that I'm seeing with YouTube reviews? It's lack of credibility, the due diligence, transparency, objectivity, a lot of things that I think people are seeking when they're looking at whether or not they're going to buy a product. And I think I have a unique background academically and professionally to help achieve that. My unique academic background is I started as a mechanical engineering student as a college athlete. And after taking a number of high-level math classes and engineering classes, I later switched over to biochemistry with my eyes set on going to medical school, which I actually did get in. But after working hours upon hours in a hospital, I realized that was not for me, and I decided no. So I went to go work for an IT company where I kind of got the thirst for more in my education and ended up going to law school and using that STEM background focused in intellectual property, specifically patents, where after I worked at a patent firm. And there I found a very unique and loving experience over product. I just love to understand what the state of the art is something, why someone's bringing me something that is different, novel, inventive, better than what's out on the market, and then kind of the why. What problem are they trying to resolve? Being in that bubble of just patent law, you would see like the product development side and it would just kind of leave my desk. So actually went in-house, worked for a company and transitioned over to a more business development role, worked in sales for a bit, ran a global sales team, and I got my hands on more of the product development side. And that was a blast. And with my love of creating content, sharing information, many years later, I started this YouTube channel 3 years ago, and I've done a poor job really sticking to that subjective objectivity mindset of relaying to you, the viewer, all of the research and kind of just been all over the place. But really now, from this point forward, it's going to be really boiled down to understanding what the product is, the why. And that's what really takes hours upon hours of time I don't necessarily have because the YouTube channel isn't my full-time job. That means sometimes I've done tons and tons of research, understanding the why, having a hypothesis of my understanding of a product only for it to not match up. And that's why I never guarantee that I'm ever going to make a video for any company. I have them reach out, and this is part of that lack of transparency that I just haven't done a good job, and I think YouTubers in general just don't, is disclosing that a company sent me something or they've offered to pay me. I not ever in this channel have I been paid or had anybody else write any of the content or do the research for me and relate it to you, the viewer, because that's just wrong. And I think the integrity needs to be more transparent to you, the viewer. So it's hours upon hours I spend researching a product, and it's just not even the surface level. If I don't understand the why of a product was developed, then I can't understand it enough to relay it to you, the viewer, and have confidence. In a great example, as you would see, is like the Nike Metcon video. I searched for hours understanding why would I buy a Nike Metcon, only to find exactly what that methodology and design is. Another example is like the Theragun. I had someone from Theragun University who works for the company reach out to me and ask me where I got this information. And it was going through white papers, doing some deep dives over to the history of Theragun, understanding this is why you would use the Theragun and this is why it's different than anything else on the market. That's the value add. Doing the research, analogizing, using my logic and reasoning skills to understand the entirety of the market, the state of the art of the technology, and figure out why something is different, and then using that subjective point of view with my expertise and my background of why it does work, maybe it's BS, and just anything else that I can add, but still make sure I'm as objective as possible because all of these products are created for the mass market. My preference over brand, over the feeling of a product, the user interface isn't going to be the same as yours, and I want to make sure that's clear. And also, this transparency I want to talk about. I've been on emails blind copied by companies that send out these mass marketing emails that they want to pay someone to discuss their product, and here are the talking points. And I'll be like flat out no. I'll either ignore it or respond to them and just be like, that's not ever gonna happen on my channel. And I'm gonna rely back on my science days when I'd write science papers and you would do studies and you would have to disclose your conflicts of interest. I have affiliations that conflict probably with And it doesn't even matter. It's not in my eyes. I try to be as unbiased as possible because I have no loyalty to any company out there or any sort of formal arrangement that I have to make so many videos that they're going to pay me X amount of dollars. But I still need to disclose potential conflicts of interest. For example, Whoop. Whoop has been a great affiliation I've had to support the channel. I love the wearable, but some people feel through comments, and I've seen other YouTubers comment on this as well, that I'm incentivized to perhaps say that Whoop is better than others. And I hope that hasn't come across that way, but I'm going to not de-affiliate. I'm going to leave any sort of legacy links up because it does support the channel as a small YouTuber, which I need. But from this point forward, I will not be putting those links in the description or anything else that I think would conflict or be seen as biasing towards that device. And just make sure that any future affiliations are outside the realm of this technical fitness vertical that I've created on this channel and maybe expand in the future. So that's going to be my promise to you. Everything is going to be just objective as possible. Lots of research, posting all of the research that I just haven't done a good job of as well, whether or not it's studies, white papers, and whatnot. Now, I don't want to make researching for other people out there to be easy, but I just want to disclose what is the meat of the content that I'm creating. And if that sounds good to you, then hit that subscribe button. I look forward to making more content, sticking to the core of what I believe in and what makes a good review using all my background. And I just look forward to making great stuff.